When it comes to supply chain management, and especially in the costing area and the inventory area, right, there is always one question which gets asked multiple times, either by the interviewers or during the the certification exam, or even when you implement it and your clients want to know that process, and that process is called inventory valuation. So the question is, what does inventory valuation really mean? So in Oracle Cloud, right, inventory valuation refers to the process of calculating the financial value of items which are held in the inventory at any given point in time. What does that mean? It means that you may have inventories, right? You may have items in your inventory. Each of those inventory items will have a cost, okay? And you would have maintained the cost based on the standard cost or average cost. So we spoke about all that a little bit in this particular video over here. So what I mean to say is all these costs gets accumulated, and at any given point in time, today at a certain time, if you want to find out what is the value of all the inventories in my asset book, that is, inventory is an asset, right? So what is the value of those items? What is the cost of those items which was paid? What is the cost for maintaining the items in my warehouse? And all the other costs accumulated on top of that gives me the final value of an inventory item at any given point in time. And this is very important for the business to know, because as you know, like I said earlier, inventory is a asset and it's part of your company's balance sheet. So it plays a very crucial role not only in cost accounting, the entire financial reporting, and the supply chain analysis. So when we were speaking about this video last time, I was explaining that there is a new concept of cost organizations, cost books, right? So when it comes to the valuation of the inventory, it is valued based on the cost organizations, cost books which are set up in this implementation. Okay, it could be cost org plus cost book plus in one particular inventory organization. So it all depends on the hierarchy of the implementation which you have done. And you may ask me, I know that there is inventory, there is an item, there is a cost, but how do you value that? At what different levels can those item valuations be performed? So you should know that the item valuations can be performed at the inventory organization level. It can be done at the sub inventory level, or it can be done at the locator level, even at a serial lot level, and things like that. And if you want to know all that, you can go to this playlist. In the beginning, I would have mentioned a lot about locators and things like that. Yeah, here we have facilities, item master, sub inventory, locators. So all these are actually kind of prerequisites if you want to understand inventory valuation. So like I said, inventory valuation is something which can have a simple and straightforward answer, and it can also have a complex answer. It depends on what kind of implementation you're doing, at what level you're being interviewed. Okay. So go through this entire playlist. If you want to understand costing and inventory, this is a very important playlist. It also provides a lot of standard out of box reports, which called inventory valuation report. Okay. Like it'll show you the item, the quantity, the cost. Okay. So that's very important at any given point in time. That will be, demonstrated to the user. And like I said, the costing method plays a very, very important role when it comes to inventory. So let's say, for example, you received 100 items. Let me mark it down. Let me say you received 100 items. Okay. And the cost is $5 for that item. Okay. And you've used that as an average costing method. Okay. And then you receive another 100 items. This time you purchase that at $6. So there is a difference. So when you take an average costing, right, the total value of the item, and imagine this is only one item. The total value of the item is 100 into 5. Okay. And then 100 into 6, the total of both of them. So that's around, this the average cost of this item becomes $5.5. Okay. So that's when you do the average costing. But if you are using a standard costing, then this sort of average is not done. Whatever amount you've paid for that particular item at any given point in time, that is considered as a standard cost. And it doesn't necessarily need to be the item which you have paid. In standard costing, what you do, there is a fixed predefined cost which is set up for an item, and that doesn't change. Okay, that's why it's known as standard cost. So the every time the inventory is either received or it is issued or it is adjusted, it uses that particular cost. Okay, not the actual transaction cost. So that's why standard cost is something very standard. It's very default. Many of the companies first go with standard cost and then they modify that to other costs as needed. Okay. So that is something I wanted to explain quickly, team. So costing is very important. If you still think that you want to learn costing better than, learn costing, definitely go through this entire channel. And this is the first video which I put on the costing. Okay, so but these other videos are the prerequisites for that. So go through that, go through this one, and let me know if you are interested in continuing the entire costing playlist, because costing is going to be a very interesting but complicated and a complex playlist to do, and it needs a lot of efforts from my side. Okay, so I would really appreciate if you can go into this, and if you are interested in learning, if you think you want to do that, click on the like button, okay, and click on the comment button, because this one definitely needs that. I would definitely like to do costing. I want to teach you. I want to learn myself. I want to do certifications myself, and then I can help you guys also with the certification of costing if I'm able to clear it. Okay. So this time I want to do it that way. So do give me more likes and comments on this video so that I know that your interest level is good enough for me to start that playlist or continue the playlist. Okay. Thanks a lot for your time. I'll talk to you in the next session. Bye.